Hello guys, today I'm going to share with you how I make my Alfredo sauce from scratch, usually to put on a pizza, to make a white pizza, and or to use for pasta applications. So the first thing I do is I use half a stick of butter for my recipe. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a half stick of butter and melt it on the pan. And because I used unsalted butter, I'm gonna add a little bit salt to the pan just to give flavor. Don't have to do too much, especially if you're using salted butter already. The second ingredient are cloves of garlic. So I'm gonna go ahead. I just have like 3 or 4 cloves of garlic. You can pick large ones, or you can pick as many as you want. You can even add garlic powder if you don't have any fresh garlic, but I prefer this way. Crush the garlic for this recipe. I usually just put it in a garlic press, and it's quite a sturdy garlic press, and it's really worth the money you'd spend on it. I believe it was $5 or so. And I'm just gonna crush it right on the stove on top of the melted butter. My third ingredient for the Alfredo is cream cheese. Yes, I use cream cheese. You can use milk. Sometimes I add both. It depends on how the consistency turn up. And this one is just the whipped cream cheese from Aldi. It's easy to scoop out. I take about a quarter cup of this and add it to the mixture already on the stove. Now I'm adding a little bit of milk to thin it out. Because the cream cheese, so it allows it to melt a little bit better. And now I'm gonna give it a nice good stir in the whole thing. It's a little bubbling, but it still needs to cook. And the last but not least ingredient will be some Parmesan cheese. So I'm just gonna shred some while this is cooking. And wait till everything is really melted down and uniform. Just keep stirring. It doesn't have to need a lot of stirring, just don't want it to burn. So you keep it at a low heat while doing this. I'm gonna go ahead now and shred some Parmesan cheese. Of course you can buy it shredded, but right now you couldn't find it in stock anywhere because they had to recall all the major suppliers boxes from the shelf. So you really don't have a choice right now but to buy a block, and I think it's probably better since we learned that not all of it is cheese. So now about a block of Parmesan cheese, and I'm gonna go ahead and grate it quickly, and probably I need about again a quarter cup of cheese. Now the Parmesan is already shredded, and I'm just gonna go ahead and add it to the pot. As you see, the sauce is already thickened, and there is no added cornstarch or any sorts of thickener but the fat and the milk and the cream cheese, all the other ingredients. So I'm just gonna stir it till the cheese melts and give it a taste. I'm probably gonna add some basil. Today I'm using it for pizza, so this is not, I'm not pretending to be making authentic Alfredo like a chef or something. I just make what works for me, and it's pretty tasty and I love it, and I'd love to share that with you and how easy it is instead of buying a jar, especially for people that are watching their sodium intake. It's easy to tone down the salt content. Of course, if you need to reduce your cholesterol intakes, you might have to use skim milk or something else to thicken, because it's the fat that really allows it to thicken. So I'm going to go ahead and add the basil, and it should be done.